Hello Tamers, and welcome to round 2 of the Infernal Ascension Riot. 7 great demon lords versus the Legend Arms. RagnaLords taking the first move. Security setup. Digimon standby. Let's open the digital gates. Hatching Kakinmon. Evolves into Zubamon. Then, for 4 cost, Tai is played. Turn over. And now, the 7 great demon lords shall attempt to open the portal to the ultimate darkness. Hatching the gates of deadly sins, which activates its first effect. At the start of main phase, in breeding, place the top card of your Digi-Egg deck as this Digimon's bottom evolution card and delete all of your Digimon. So a second gate is now placed under the first. Now, for 3 cost, missed memory boost, trash 2, 1 draw. Unfortunately, no demon lords fell into the trash. So now for 4, they will play Raremon. On play, trash 1 to draw 2. They trash Daemon for 2 draw and turn over. Zubamon is kept in the breeding area. For 2 cost, it evolves into Yggdrasil. And then for 3, switching lines into Ludo. Turn over. But at the start of the main phase, once again the gate triggers, placing another gate below and deleting all Digimon on their field. And if this effect deleted, place 1 card with the 7 great demon lords trait from your trash as this Digimon's bottom evolution card. And with that, representing the deadly sin of wrath, Daemon's crest will be placed on the gates. Now, for 5 cost, Lucimon is played. Although normally 10 cost, when this card would be played from the hand, if you don't have a level 5 or lower Digimon in play, reduce the play cost by 5. And on play, the top 3 cards of the deck are searched for 1 card with the Angel, Archangel, 3 Great Angels, or 7 Great Demon Lords trait, trashing the rest. 1, 2, and 3. They want more variety in the trash, so they're gonna add Daemon to the hand, trashing Beelzy. Turn over, Ludo moves out. First, at the start of the main phase, with Kakinmon's inheritable, by returning 1 card with the Legend Arms trait from this Digimon's evolution cards to the hand, gain 1 memory. They are going to recycle Zubamon to push their memory up to 4. And then for 2 cost, they will use Duramon's main effect. On main from the hand, by paying 2 cost and placing this card as the bottom evolution card of one of your Digimon that's level 5 or Legend Arms, that Digimon gains security attack +1 for the turn. So Ludo will now equip itself with the Sword of Dura, triggering its own effects during your turn once per turn. When an effect places an evolution card under this Digimon, it gains blocker and reboots until the end of your opponent's turn. And with that, for 4 cost, to protect the Holy Realm from an invasion of darkness, the legendary sword shall now slice through the heavens. As Ludomon evolves into the shining sword of myth, Durandamon. 1 draw. On evolve, one of your Digimon may attack, so with this pseudo Blitz, Durandamon goes for security. But with its raid, it redirects its attack to Lucimon. With Duramon's inheritable, during your turn once per turn, when this Digimon's attack target is switched, trash the top card of your opponent's security, another Lucy. And with Tai's all turns effect, he is suspended for 1 draw, while giving +2k DP to Durandamon. Adding in Yggdrasil's inheritable, it rises to a total of 16k. Lucimon at 10k is no match and is taken out. Now with Durandamon's piercing, coupled with the security attack +1 gain from Duramon's main effects, that's 2 checks on 16k. First, Beelzemon trashed. Second, it's the option card, 7th full cluster. On security, activate main, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. Right now, the only target is Durandamon. But with Ludo's inheritable, on all turns once per turn, when this Digimon would be deleted other than by one of your effects, by trashing 1 card with the Legend Arms trait in this Digimon's evolution cards, prevent the deletion. The Demon Lords currently have 9 cards in the trash, so watching out for Beelzemon's D-Digivolve, they are going to trash Duramon from the bottom. And with that, turn over. During the active phase, with the reboot gain from Ludomon's effects, Durandamon unsuspends and draw. Of course, the gate will trigger once again, adding the 4th and final gate to the bottom of the stack, but they don't have any Digimon to delete. First, with the delay of missed memory boost, they gain 2 memory, and for 4 cost, RagnaLordmon is played. On play, Ogudomon is trashed from the hand for 2 draw. And now that they have 1 Digimon on the field, it's finally time to make use of the Gate of Deadly Sins inheritable effect. During your turn, once per turn, when one of your Digimon with the 7 Great Demon Lords trait would be played, you may reduce the play cost by 3. Since they currently have 3 copies of this inheritable, they can reduce the cost of a Demon Lord by 9. So for 13 minus 9, 4 cost. Representing the deadly sin of envy, the abyss of despair, Leviamon will be played. On all turns, once per turn. When an opponent's Digimon or one of your Digimon with the 7 Great Demon Lords trait is played, including itself of course, by trashing 1 card in your hand, return the bottom 3 evolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon to deck bottom. So they will now trash Rivals Barrage to send the bottom 3, aka all of Durandamon's evolution cards to the bottom of the deck, leaving it without protection. Then, if your opponent has as many or less total Digimon and Tamers as you, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with no evolution cards. Currently, both players have 2 Digimon, so this effect can engage, and Leviamon swallows the legendary Sword Hold. Turn over. Active. Draw. Hatching. Kakinmon. With Leviamon on the field, it would not be a good idea to play any Digimon. Kakinmon evolves into Zubamon. Then for 2 cost, into Tia, Ludomon, and then for 3, into Duramon. Turn over. And at the start of the main phase, once again, the gate triggers. There are no more Digi-Eggs for it to absorb, but it will still swallow up your entire field. But at this moment, with Leviamon's all turns, when this Digimon would leave the battle area other than in battle, place 1 card with the 7 Great Demon Lords trait from your trash as the bottom evolution card of one of your Gate of Deadly Sins in your breeding area. So representing the deadly sin of gluttony, Beelzemon's crest will be placed as Leviamon and RagnaLordmon are deleted. But since they were deleted, the gate can now place another 7 Great Demon Lords. And since its effect specifies a card and not just Digimon, the option card 7 Full Cluster with the 7 Great Demon Lords trait can now be added to the portal as well. Now, with a Duramon in Raising, there is once again the threat of more raid-piercing shenanigans the next turn. So instead of playing a Digimon for 4 cost, the Demon Lords will play the option card Ascent of the 7 Great Demon Lords. On main, you may place 1 Digimon card with the 7 Great Demon Lords trait from your hand or trash as the bottom evolution card of the Gate of Deadly Sins in your breeding area. Then, place this card in the battle area. So since this option card specifies a Digimon, currently the only target they have in the trash that would contribute a different name is EX6 Leviamon. With that, the gate now has 5 evolution cards with different names, so it will be able to unleash its full power the next turn onwards. Turn over, and Duramon steps out. Once again, with Kakinmon's inheritable, they are going to return Tia Ludo to the hand to gain 1 memory. Now, paying 2 cost, it's Duramon's turn to be equipped with Raiji Ludo. On main from the hand by paying 2 cost and placing this card as the bottom evolution card of one of your Digimon that's level 5 or has the Legend Arms trait. Until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your Digimon gains start of your main phase, this Digimon attacks. There are no targets for the effects, but Duramon can still equip itself with Raiji Ludo to gain deletion protection as it goes for security on 9k DP with Zubamon's inheritable. Check! But it is the option card, Biting Crush. On security, activate main by trashing 1 card in your hand, delete 1 of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon. They are going to trash Daemon in order to attempt to delete Duramon, but with Raiji Ludomon's inheritable, they are going to trash the Zubamon from evolution cards in order to survive. But since Biting Crush trashed the card of the 7 Great Demon Lords trait, it is now placed in the battle area. Next, for 3 cost, Ludomon is played on play search. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They are going to grab RagnaLord Ace and the Legend Arms Briway Ludramon. Turn over. At the start of the main phase, the gate remains quiet. But now that the Gates has 5 evolution cards with different names, each of its inheritables reduces the cost of a 7th grade Demon Lord by 4 instead of 3. So for 4 times 3, 11 minus 12, 0 cost, Beelzemon of Gluttony dashes onto the field. On play, trash the top 4 cards of your deck. 1, 2, Rival's Barrage, gotta put it aside. 3, and 4. Then, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, de-digivolve to one of your opponent's Digimon. They definitely have enough, and with that effect, Duramon is reverted into a suspended Ludo. And since Beelzemon has Rush, it immediately strikes, taking down the level 5 Sheep. Finally, for 4 cost, the Demon Lords will end their turn with a second Ascent. This time, representing the deadly sin of Sloth, they place the crest of Balthamon Ragemon. Turn over. Hatching Kakinmon. First and foremost, since the Demon Lords don't have any defenses, Ludomon will be asked to attack. Final security check for the Demon Lords, and it is the option card, this time belonging to Leviamon X, 7th Lightning. On security, activate main. By trashing 1 card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 4 and one of their level 6 Digimon. Unfortunately, Ludomon is level 3, so the Demon Lords choose not to pay the cost, and an attacker remains on the Legend Arms field. Now Kakinmon will evolve into Ludomon as well, for 2 cost into Tia Ludomon, and finally for 3 into Raiji Ludo. And with that, turn over. Active, draw, and at the start of the main phase, the Gates will once again swallow all of its Digimon. But since Beelzemon has the same all turns as Leviamon, first he will place another Crest of Gluttony in the Gates, and with his deletion, 7th Lightning, another option card with the 7 Great Demon Lord's traits, will be placed in the Gate as well, putting the Gates at 8 evolution cards with different names. And at this moment, the Demon Lords will choose to activate Ascent. On all turns, when one of your Digimon with the 7 Great Demon Lord's trait is deleted, delay, you may play 1 Digimon card with the 7 Great Demon Lord's trait from the evolution cards of your Gate of Deadly Sins in the breeding area at no cost. So activating 1 Ascent. Firstly, the Abyss of Despair, Leviamon, returns to the field, but it chooses not to use its first effect. Now, with the second Ascent, the Duelist of Finality, Beelzemon, will return. On play, trash 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nothing happens to Ludomon. Now with the 12 cost reduction from the Gates, at 0 cost, the Hellfire of Chaos, Daemon of Wrath, will be played. And with his on play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP, Ludomon is incinerated, and for each level of the Digimon deleted by this effect, trash the top card of your deck. Ludo was level 3, 1, 2, and 3, dumping that Leviamon X in. Even though Beelzemon has Rush, the Demon Lords are not going to attack because they don't want to risk losing him in a security battle. And after spending both of their Ascents, the Gate is only left with 6 evolution cards with different names, 1 short of calling forth Ogudomon. But the Demon Lords have one final trick up their sleeve. Since all of the Digimon on their field are level 6, for only 5 cost, Lucemon will descend once more. On play search, 1, 2, and 3, the only target they can grab is Beelzemon, the rest are trashed. Now at the end of the turn, Lucemon can activate his second effect. By placing one of your level 6 Digimon on top of your security, this Digimon may evolve into Lucemon Fall Down mode from your trash at no cost. They choose to target Beelzy, triggering its all turns when this Digimon would leave the battle area other than in battle. So representing the deadly sin of lust, the Crest of Lilithmon will be placed in the Gates, bringing it back up to 7 different named evolution cards. The conditions for the ritual are complete. Now, as Beelzemon is recovered as security from the trash, the Paradise of Loss, Lucemon Fall Down Mode of Pride will evolve from Lucemon. 1 draw. On evolve, your opponent may delete one of your Digimon or Tamers. If this effect didn't delete, trash the top card of your opponent's security and recovery +1 from the deck. The Legend Arms choose to keep tie, allowing the Demon Lords to recover as they lose their top security, a Laplace's Demon. And with that, turn over. of course, RagnaLordmon steps out. First, with Kakinmon's Inheritable, Searcher Ludomon is loaded back into the hand to gain 1 memory, up to 4. And with that, for 4 cost. The Legendary Shield shall now be called forth to protect the Holy Realm to its last breath, as RagnaLordmon evolves into the Blazing Shield of Myth, revolves. 1 draw. On evolve, one of your Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's Digimon effects until the end of your opponent's turn. Of course, the target chosen is revolves, as it goes for security on 12k DP. The Demon Lords let it through. Check. And it is 12k DP as well on Daemon, so revolves would be taken out. But with RagnaLordmon's Inheritable, it protects itself by sacrificing Tia Ludo. And finally, for 1 cost, Tia Ludo's main effects will be used from the hand. By paying 1 cost and placing this card as the bottom evolution card of one of your Digimon that's level 4 or has the Legend Arms trait, that Digimon gets plus 2k DP until the end of your opponent's turn. So revolves will buffer its defenses while passing over the memory at 1 turn over. But at this very moment, the Gate of Deadly Sins will rumble. With its second effect, at the end of the opponent's turn in breeding, by deleting this Digimon with 7 or more cards with different names in its evolution cards, you may play 1 Ogudomon from your trash at no cost. So heaving under the weight of 7 deadly sins, the gates shall crumble, and emerging forth, 7 sins will become 7 blades as the avatar of ultimate darkness, Ogudomon, is played directly to the field. No draw. During the active phase, revolves unsuspends with reboots and draw. Of course, leading the charge ahead of the Demon Lords, Ogudomon attacks. And with its first on attack, you may place up to 7 cards with different names and the 7 Great Demon Lords trait from your trash as this Digimon's bottom evolution cards. If you place 4 or more cards with this effect, delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. And with that, Lust, Gluttony, Wrath, Sloth, Pride. Unfortunately, the other Leviathan cards are too valuable to take out of the trash, so 7th Lightning for Envy. And also, unfortunately, the 1 copy of Barbamon that I run did not end up in the trash fast enough, so we'll have to substitute him with a sense representing greed. But with that, all 7 of the deadly sins have been placed under Ogudo. But as a Digimon, it can't affect Briwe, so it cuts down Tai instead. But the onslaught isn't over yet. With its second on attack, by returning 7 cards with different names and the 7 Great Demon Lords trait from this Digimon's evolution cards to deck bottom, delete 7 of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Then, trash the top 7 cards of your opponent's security, but for each card deleted by this effect, reduce the cards trashed by 1. Because of Briwe's protection, there are no bodies on the Legend Arms field that can be deleted, so that's a total of a 7 security trash. Briwe, Dura, Tai, and final security trash for the Legend Arms. And it is 12k on the legendary sword Durandamon sinking into the abyss. And with that, Ogudomon is going for the final blow at 16k DP. revolves blocks. With the 2k DP gain from Tia Ludo combined with its Inheritable, revolves is currently at 16k DP, so that's a draw and Ogudomon is taken out. On the other hand, with RagnaLordmon's Inheritable, revolves can survive by trashing Tia Ludo. And the Demon Lord's turn continues. With no more blockers on the Legend Arms field, Lucimon goes for the final blow. But at this moment, counter timing! Stacking a Durandamon from the hand on top of revolves. Durandamon! revolves! Blast Jogras! RagnaLordmon. To cut down the ultimate darkness, the legendary sword and legendary shield shall now unite into the avatar of Flame and Steel. 1 draw. On evolve, trash the top card of your opponent's security, and this Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's effects until the end of your opponent's turn. So the Demon Lords will now lose their final security, Yggdrasil as well. Then, if DNA Digivolve, de-Digivolve all of your opponent's Digimon and delete one of their Digimon. So if this affects, Fall Down mode is regressed into Lucimon, negating its powerful all turns effect. And the target for the deletion is chosen to be Leviamon. And its second effect will misfire because there is no longer a gate in the reading area. Now in response to Lucimon's attack, with the blocker gained from Ludramon's inheritable, RagnaLord blocks, cutting the fallen angel down. But with that, Daemon attacks. The Legend Arms have no security remaining and no unsuspended blockers on the field. It's a direct attack and the match is over. The winner of the second round of the Infernal Ascension Riot is the 7 Great Demon Lords and Ogudomon.